Hello, hello, what's up everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka ReviewKingMB, and I have reached the point in my Kevin Smith movie watching where I just got done watching Jersey Girl. Yes, Jersey Girl is a 2004 film that was written and directed by Kevin Smith. And I say reached the point because I feel like every time Kevin Smith talks about this movie, references this movie, it's almost like he's ashamed of it. It's almost like he knows it's not great. Or especially even other people, like fans of his, they reference this movie like it's the bad one of his filmography. So I was curious watching this for the very first time, and now I have watched this. Let me first talk about the plot. Ben Affleck as Oliver Trinky. He is married to Jennifer Lopez, her character Gertrude, and they're in love. In fact, they're about to have a baby. She's pregnant until she dies giving birth to their baby. And Ben Affleck's like, fuck, he has this kid. He has a high-profile job in New York where he's dealing with celebrities and he's a publicist, until he fucks up royally by talking shit about his client, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And he has to move back in with his father, played by George Carlin, and it's just, he's living his life as best as he can until he eventually maybe can go back to that job. He gets an interview, but he has to figure out, like, what's more important? Going back to that high-profile, cushy job, or being there for his daughter, and now she's happy where she is, so he has to decide that. Now, what I thought of Jersey Girl was, I did not hate this movie. I didn't even dislike this movie. I was fully expecting this to be a steaming, stinking pile of dog shit, just from what I've heard, from the various comments made about this movie, from Kevin Smith himself. But I think I figured out why maybe he doesn't love it, or why fans of his don't care for this movie. I think I figured it out. But first, let me talk about the actors. Ben Affleck, I think is fine in this movie. I saw online that he received like a Razzie nomination for Worst Actor. Look, I'm not saying it's his greatest performance, but I liked him. I bought the scenes of him being with, well, Jennifer Lopez at the very beginning because, well, they're a real-life couple. So obviously there's some chemistry there. I mean, these two also got nominated for the Razzies for Worst On-Screen Couple. I'm sitting here watching this like, maybe I'm watching a different movie. Maybe I can't tell good performances from bad. At least I thought I could. But seeing that was a little interesting, and then her dying at the beginning, I wasn't expecting all of that. And seeing Ben Affleck sort of be so much about his career and almost neglecting his newborn baby at the very beginning, you know, that was interesting to see where that was going to go. But then he does come around. He does start to take more care for his daughter, especially after he gets fired from that job. And then you jump ahead years later, and his daughter's now 7, and the older daughter is played by Raquel Castro. And I like this actress. First of all, I could easily buy that she was the daughter of Jennifer Lopez. That's one. Good casting. Second of all, I thought she was a good actress for a little girl who had to be sort of smart and funny and witty and likable. She wasn't annoying like some child actors can be. So she was fine. And then, honestly, when I did look her up, just to see, like, what other movies has she done? Seeing current pictures of her, because this was like 12 years ago, seeing current pictures of Raquel Castro, she's hot now. And it was weird for me to, like, see the pictures online of how hot she is today, and then looking at my TV and seeing her really young at 7 or 8 or whatever she is. Yeah, that was weird. It's almost as weird as when you watch Emma Watson in the Harry Potter movies and she's so fucking young, but then you think of her nowadays and she's so hot. It's like, well, what the fuck? Is this weird? Am I a perv? You can't. Anyways, let me move on to George Carlin as Ben Affleck's father in this movie. I like that Kevin Smith finally used George Carlin in a serious role and a good role where he got to show some good acting, because the last movie I saw him use him in was Jay and Silent Bob, where he was blowing truck drivers on the highway. I'm sure some people liked that, but I just kind of thought, like, okay, we finally get to see him used in a better role. And also, there comes a point where Ben Affleck's character meets Liv Tyler, who plays Maya. She works at a video store, and the two of them connect. Obviously, they're two good-looking people. It's going to happen. And look, I'm not saying that this was like, oh my God, that they have the best chemistry in the world, but I didn't think they were bad. These two also got nominated for Best Worst On-Screen Couple. I think the biggest issue that people have with this movie is it cliche? Yes. Are there moments in this movie, or are there parts in this movie where I can easily predict where the story is going to go? Sure. Fine. It is cliche, but I don't think it's terrible. I don't think it deserves kind of the criticisms or the hate that it's getting, especially because this is not Kevin Smith's worst movie. Trust me. I've seen some of his later movies, and man, oh man, this is like the best movie ever. This deserves Academy Award compared to some of those later movies that we're talking about. So, again, it's not terrible. I think some of the major things, some of the major issues that probably fans of Kevin Smith movies have is that this is his first time trying something really different. I mean, Chasing Amy was a big step forward, but it still had Jay and Silent Bob. It still had that dialogue, the Star Wars talk, the humor that you would come to expect from his movies, and it worked pretty well. This movie is the first time where he doesn't have any of that, doesn't have any of his side characters that you usually see, doesn't have that same type of dialogue. It's a more grown-up movie for him, and that's probably why they don't like it. They probably think he's sold out and probably think, oh, he's making your typical Hollywood romantic comedy, and I'm sure people thought he sold out, but I look at it as he was growing, or at least he was trying to grow. He was trying to do something different. He was trying to broaden his horizons and see what else he was capable of doing. I can appreciate that. Even if he made this movie and it sucked balls, and I guess some people think it does, at least he tried. He tried to see what else he could do, and I guess people didn't love it. And I know he took it hard, the failure of this movie. He took it hard. But I don't think it's that bad of a movie. I don't. I would be willing to almost defend it and say, hey, fuck it. This movie is decent. Jersey Girl is decent. So guys, let me know in the comments below if you've seen Jersey Girl. What do you think? Do you like it? Dislike it? Do you think it sucks? Am I being way too nice? Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later!